set it up in a horizontal matter. There is a chap called Neres who I've just watched his video and it helped me do this. So I shall put him a message. Cheers, dude. That was just the ticket. And we'll give him a like. And we'll give him a subscribe because that was perfect. So yeah, I thought we could have a chat. I'll let my coffee machine is going mental in the background. Let me just check I am actually live on my little Chromebook here. View your channel. Also, I'm using my DJI mount, and last time I used this, it was whistling quite loudly. So, don't play music. There we go. Let's just skip the advert. Oh, it's going to be like Inception now. Okay, I think there's no whistle. Okay, I think there's no whistle. Yeah, we're all right. We're all good. Right. So, hi, that one person watching. Hope you're okay. I'm just having a coffee and I'm looking at all the news today, what's going on. Trying to do some research for some car videos that I want to do. I've got some new a new product that I've been sent, cleaning product, and it's awesome. So there'll be a video coming out very shortly of that. Let's have a look. Yeah, I've never done a live quite like this where I've just done it directly without doing it through StreamYard. So what we're seeing, I'm just doing a bit of research about the old dreaded ULEZ, and it's quite funny because if you look at all the current news stories, they're all about basically people getting fines. So there's absolutely loads and loads of people getting fines at the moment. Oh, I wonder if I haven't turned the chat on. Yes, I haven't. There you go. So I can see that now if you want to type something. Yeah, so currently, at the moment, so there was a story, I think it was in the Independent this morning that I saw, and that was a chap that had a Volvo, I think it was like an XC90, and he'd actually donated it and exported it out to Ukraine for the war effort. And he's been getting fines from ULEZ, even though the car was exported ages ago. And basically, yeah, yeah. I think what the problem is at the moment, people are getting fines, and then what they're doing is they're just kicking off and saying, no, that wasn't me. No, that's not my car. No, I'm not in London. And I think actually some might be telling the truth, but there's a lot that won't be telling the truth. And a lot of people just don't want to pay. So ULEZ or TFL are up against it. So they're just like blanket, no, the fine stands, you're all getting fined. And because of that, they're not actually looking into proper cases. One of the flowers is looking decidedly wonky there, isn't it? That one. Yeah. Um, so yeah, basically, um, I thought it was quite an interesting thing. But so there's this guy whose vehicle's been exported to Ukraine. So he's had hundreds of pounds in fines, and it had to get to the news for TFL to actually say, you know what, yeah, we'll take a look at this, and you know that's it. Then there's some more stories. There's oh come on, blooming Telegraph. I don't want to spend 25 quid to read your Lame letter. There's another guy on here with a Mazda, a Zedos 6. I don't know if you guys remember that. That's a proper old school car. They were in a British touring car actually, and he's been charged multiple fines for having his car in London. But he doesn't live in London. He lives in Manchester. He's never hasn't been to London for years. So that's quite interesting. And then that story's been covered again by the Standard. Um, and yeah, oh no, this is a different guy. I think a motorist has been handed a ULEZ fine despite their car being parked 200 miles away in Manchester when the supposed offence had happened. Retired designer Arthur Bailey reported that his son was sent a fine even though his Ford Mondeo had never been within 100 miles of London. It comes as other drivers complained about similar incidents, with one motorist being handed a fine despite donating his car to Ukraine war effort. Mr. Bailey told the Telegraph, "My son received a penalty charge for them with the registration number and correct details of his vehicle. However, the vehicle in the attached photograph, the proof of the alleged crime, was clearly a completely different vehicle to his, possibly a Nissan SUV, and certainly not the Ford Mondeo he owned, which had never been within 100 miles of London." This shows how incompetent ULEZ system is. You'd think they'd have better things to do than chase fines with the wrong vehicle. So yeah, it's clear, I guess, that their system just reads registration plates, records a picture, but then what it's not doing is actually checking against the DVLA database, and it doesn't really know what that car is. It needs a human to look at it and work out what car model that it's looking at. The fine has been waived though, so we've got a guy who sent this car to Ukraine that's been getting fines. We've got a guy with a classic silver Mazda Zedos who's been getting fines. And then we've got a guy in Manchester who has also been fined for his Mondeo. Yeah, it's crazy. Now, where's that? That's interesting. So, huge brands at Blanchard's antique silver Mazda has the registration plate 444AA, was charged for driving in St John's Wood when at the time was parked in the driveway in Bromley. Now that other news story, that says that's misleading. That is. Problem with the Telegraph, you can't read it because it puts one of those things in there because you just want it. It wants to take money off you. The other one, it appeared that it was in Manchester, but the problem is with reporting, they're all sharing each other's stories. Also in the Sun, this came out. What's the date today? 18th, isn't it? It was yesterday. Not that the Sun can be. Well, in fact, mainstream media in general is a joke. So this says, "Seeing red, humiliating blow for Sadiq Khan's hated London ULEZ scheme. As driver hit with fine despite being parked in Manchester." So it's the same story again. I don't know. It's just recycled. Yeah, there's a big piece by the BBC about how they think ULEZ is going to affect people voting for the next mayor of London. But it's interesting because I think on that previous video that I did about him, he'd spent £3 million on this paper mile thing, which is ultimately what they want to get us onto, is the paper mile system as a whole. So he said he's not it's not going to happen. But I think he'll just wait until he's been elected anyway. So yeah, but that's all there kind of is on the news on that front. The bat box thing that everybody put up, they were putting bat boxes onto ULEZ camera poles, and they've managed to find a way of taking them down. So yeah, I kind of thought that would happen, but it might have slowed them down for a little bit. But so yeah, that's all there is really that's going on with ULEZ at the moment. I watched a really interesting program last night on YouTube. It's proper old. If you're watching this, go and watch it because it's really interesting, and it's an old video by Rowan Atkinson called "The Driven Man," and I think it's by a channel called Archive Oddities, and it's been done by Rowan Atkinson, and it's him talking to two psychiatrists about how he feels about the motor car. And what's really interesting is it's an absolutely beautiful time capsule of what's gone on and what they were saying back then, and how a lot of the stuff they were clueless about, but then there's some stuff that clearly back then they decided that they were going to do, and you can see it. It's fascinating, and also there's some really epic driving from Rowan Atkinson in a Moggy Minor. I didn't know they could move that fast. So I'm debating. I'm not sure if we can do it. I'm just trying to find out if it's got any copyright, because where it's been archived, obviously it's very old, so I don't know what it is. But I thought what would be kind of fun, and I don't know if you guys would be up for it, but I'm thinking about doing like a little watch party. So we'll play it live on the other computer in the office, and what we'll do is we'll chat about it as we go, because I think that'll be kind of fun, because it is really interesting, and there's some proper cool old cars. They do a crash test with a Cavalier, and it's just like, it just folds up, and I had one of them, and I thought, my gosh, I thought I was like invincible. Hey, it's Mr. Disco himself. Why does the chat vanish so quick? There we go. Morning, Nerdy Motion. Happy damn Thursday. Yes, it is Thursday. It's Thursday. I don't know about you, but I feel like this week has gone very slow. It's not been a fast week. I've done lots of positive stuff. So I have. There's a coffee table right here. So I don't know if it's magic yet because I haven't tested it fully. I'm hoping it's magic, where you know, like that Australian guy where you put your stuff on it at night, all sorts of rubbish, and then you come in the morning and it's completely clear. And like all the plates and cups you leave then magically reappear in the cupboard. So I'm hoping it's one of them. Don't know though, because it was only a 40 quid coffee table. What else have I done? I have started sorting the garden out. So we've got a new house. Back garden flipping just is a swamp most of the time. So I've been I bought a fork, been forking the ground to try and get the water to go down. It's lots of clay here, so the water takes quite a while to move out. And also we've got like, it's not level. It's quite flat when you look at it, but it's full of divots. So one of the divots, the grass has died in it. So I've bought, and another area has completely died. So I have sort of dug it out, raked it, filled it with new soil, and reseeded it. So hopefully we'll have some grass. And then I need to sketch out some plans because I want to build hopefully before summer, a couple of patios to reduce the amount of grass which constantly floods. So, so I've done that. I jet washed all the paving slabs. I've got a new hose pipe, and I've got a video coming out hopefully today. I'm just waiting on True Wash to come back with me with the description and link code for their products. So so that's going to be pretty good. Il Corvo, what did you just say? It says, with the Telegraph, if you click on the link and quickly switch to aeroplane mode, sometimes you can read all of it. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I'll try that. I'm sure there'll be some sort of thing where you can bypass it. I'm not that bothered to read the Telegraph, to be totally honest. I just like to try and get different stories from different papers. I like to have. I think if you just follow the same papers all the time, then you'll end up with a very skewed view of things because you're just literally listening to the same story or the same point of view. It's like an echo chamber, isn't it? So if you can have a bit of you read a bit of The Guardian, a bit of The Times, a bit of The Sun, a bit of GB News, a bit of, whatever else is out there, then hopefully you'll get something in the middle, make up your own mind. Just one thing that you never, ever, ever, ever should believe if you read it is never believe, ever, the Daily Express on a news story about the weather. The news story, I think, was probably written in like 2012, and then they just recycle it and just tweak it a little bit, and then put it out like the beast from the east, or there's going to be the biggest snow. It's June, and it's set to be the hottest summer ever, and it's never true. Sorry, I keep banging this when I'm pressing that. Yasmin says, "Good morning, gents." Hello, Yasmin. How are you? El Corvo says, this is really annoying. Why doesn't it just keep the chat up long enough that I can read it? It just vanishes. Il Corvo says, I'm not either, but their sports articles are quite good. Works seven times out of 10 for me. I'll give it a go. Yasmin says, it's a sunny day in Essex. It's quite sunny up here in Yorkshire. It's not too bad. I say that, and just here, there's a cloud in the distance. But over there's blue. I've got a droopy flower. I'll try and undroop it. There we go. I think I made that worse. But see, the sun keeps popping out. It's trying to be sunny. The weather, all we've had is rain. So all good things. Well, that's it. If it's sunny, I don't know about you guys, but when it's sunny, it's easier to cope with all the nonsense in life, I feel. Just makes me happier. I find when it's raining and it's wet, there's an element, sometimes it's nice because you can lay in bed. So we have a loft room up here, and the rain comes down on the roof, and it like you're all cozy tucked up in bed, and it's like lashing it down outside. That's lovely. But when it's like all the time, after a while, I find it really miserable. So, and here, the house has got a lot of glass in it, so it really is nice when it's sunny. So when it's constantly dull, the house is dull. So yeah, it just makes me a bit moo. Yasmin says, my partner loves it here, coming from Canada. No way. I love Canada. Apparently, I'm an honorary Canadian, but I just don't think if I flew to Canada, I think it's highly unlikely that I would be let in. Based on some of the stuff I've said about Mr. Dictator Trudeau. I don't think he likes me very much. Um, Hello, Thomas. How you doing, mate? Great people. Hi. How's the weather over in Ireland? Tell me. Have you got sun, my friend? Yasmin says he appreciates the British weather. Does he? Wow. Well, I guess Canada, it snows, and it is when it's cold there. It's properly cold, isn't it? It's not like here. We've got it fairly easy, to be totally honest. So yeah, I've the only problem is, so I've got this like super energy efficient house supposedly, and our front door, which is this fancy. We were told it's a really good door because it is composite and it's this. It keeps out no cold at all. Our old door at our old house, which was 120 years old, kept out the cold better. It's flipping useless. They're coming now to replace it because I keep moaning about it. You and my partner would get along. Well, that good. You need to get him on here. Does he not like dictator Trudeau either? He has the same point of view. I see. For me, oh, I don't know if I'll get started on Trudeau, but I just think he's so crooked. And I think the bit that scares me is like he behaves like a dictator, and he's in a democracy-driven country. So their parliament in Canada is almost exactly like our parliament. It is slightly different, but it's very similar. So if he is able to get in power and do the dumb stuff that he's doing, then there's a high percentage risk that that could happen in this country. I don't really want to live under that, if I'm totally honest. I don't know how the Canadians put up with it. Just because the Canadians are just genuinely nice people compared to the British, I think. But yeah, it's appalling, and the problem is they're very, what's the word? When you listen to their argument for doing things, it's to help the environment or to do something good. And I think in most cases, they have the right view, but they use that then to sort of shoehorn in something that's not, that either nearly always takes away freedom or is slightly dishonest. So there's a story. In fact, I'll find it. I want to do a story on it because it's not being reported at all in the UK. But there's a company in Canada that makes logging trucks, and what the guy's a genius. And actually, see, this genuinely is a brilliant idea. Logging trucks have massive diesel engines, huge, and 9 times out of 10, when they're collecting the logs from, it's up on a hill somewhere. So they climb up the mountain. They're using loads of diesel to get up there, and then they're loading up with logs, and then they're going back down the hill, and they're doing it on engine braking and whatever else, and that's just wasted energy. So what he did is he looked at these big trucks and he worked out a way of adding an electric, making it hybrid, so it had batteries and an electric motor. And so what it does is it it has an engine there if it needs it, but it basically drives up on its electric power to the top, gets loaded with the logs, and then that kinetic energy, all that weight, basically, as the truck goes down, it regenerates the battery. So then you're actually not wasting that much fuel, and it's saving the loggers loads of money. And I think it's a great idea. And so in Canada, they've got this this grant system for people that are innovating in green technology for vehicles. So what happened was, no word of a lie, he applied for grants, for these grants that he was entitled to, and he got turned down. And then a company approached him and said, you know what, you got turned down for these grants, but if you go through us, we'll make sure you get the grants, because we'll fill all the paperwork out exactly right, but we just take, I think it was like 10 or 20% of the grant money for processing it for you. And he said, I don't, I'll just keep filling out the forms until I get it right. But then he discovered, because he was still filling out the forms, he was doing it correct. The company that approached him was the same company that was allowing, was actually giving the grants out for the government. So the Canadian government had basically outsourced the grant system, and so this company was basically stealing 20% of all the grants because it was the one giving the grants out in the first place. And when he challenged them, they they went nuclear on him. They absolutely went to town on him, like trying to blacklist him and all sorts of stuff. It's insane. And basically, that company has affiliations with government officials. What a surprise! So yeah, just dishonesty on the next level, flipping criminal. Yasmin says, so many of our friends feel that renting is impossible. What, as in, I don't understand what you mean. As in, I don't understand what you mean. Renting here is quite common, but so is home ownership. I'm not sure what you mean. I don't even know why I got alerted to your channel. Must have met you in one of the convoys if you followed them in the past. Well, Yasmin, I was one of two people initially that was streaming the convoy, and I kind of did it by accident. I thought it'd be interesting to put some live stream cameras up, just trying to get my watch hours up, really, more than anything, when the channel was small. And I put these cameras up that were set up on YouTube that were showing the area, but there were no trucks there. And then we discovered that they were fake, that they'd been put up to mislead the public, and there was like a lockdown on what was happening. And so I got on camera and we started to live stream people's actual what was happening on the street, and they were trying to shut us down, and oh, it was crazy. Then I did the American one after as well. So I've done both. I did the Canadian one and then I did the American one as well. Um, I'm oddly drawn to the artwork. Is there anywhere in particular or just a general theme famous artists I like? It's a proper oil painting. In fact, I need to get some pads because it's leaving little tiny marks on the wall. We've debated this on where we think it is. I think it's France, but Lids thinks it's Italy. But neither of us know. We don't know. It was given to me by my mum, but it's a proper original painting. I don't know if it's worth anything. I don't know. But it is a proper oil painting. But it looks to me quite hurriedly painted. It could even be London for all I know. I don't know. I have no idea, but I like it. It kind of suits my my lounge. Yeah. So and then oh, okay. My partner was in the Canadian one before coming here. Oh, no way! Wowza, that's pretty intense. Yeah, I follow a guy at the moment. What's he called? Something Express, Trucker Express. He was one of the guys in the Canadian protest. So, yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. I know that when it was peaceful, there were. It's just the same old thing, isn't it? It's always the name calling. It starts with the name calling, then it's the like demonize your opponent, and then it's using, way just well, he just went too far. No, not Oreo Express. It's another guy. But I know who Oreo Express is. Gosh, isn't that crazy? Small world. I'll try and find his channel. It's normally live. What's it called now? I can't find it. There's loads of channels live today. Not Trucker Tim. Flipping it. I can't find it. It'll come to me in a minute. It's something Express, but it wasn't Oreo Express. It was another one. But he's a good lad. Good lad. He's funny. He's funny because he's Canadian, and there's quite a few Brits in his chat, and he's always taking the mickey out of us. Yeah, what's your favourite YouTube channels? I watch all sorts of stuff. So everything from like, I don't know. I'm just looking through some of my subscriptions here. McNasty all the way up to like. I'm trying to think of one that Mr. Who's the Boss. That's a good one. Danny DC2. Noel Phillips, love a bit of Noel Phillips. Mustard, that's a good channel. Hoovy's Garage, Hell on Earth. All those guys are all awesome. Let's have a look at the chat again. Travel Fun 69, Ottawa Walks. Oh, remember Ottawa Walks? Travel Fun 69. I remember that as well. No, he's flipping it. It's so annoying that I can't remember him. Let me just put Express in. I was talking to him yesterday. My brain's gone completely blank. I'm kicking myself. Tolga, if Tolga turns up, Tolga in chat is one of his mods. I don't know why I can't remember. My brain's gone. Could be anything. Could be anything. Could be Midnight Express. I can't remember. Toronto Express. I don't know. My mind's gone. Trev, how you doing, mate? What's going on, you pommy old bugger? I'm just having a coffee. Hopefully it's not gone too cold. How's things in Australia? Everything all right down there? Weather all right? Missus all right? Kids all right? The boys had a football match on Saturday. Saturday and Sunday. So on the Friday, Kobe fell off his scooter out here and bruised his knee. So he couldn't play on Saturday because he was still limping. Then on Sunday, Kobe played as well. So he's a good little defender, is Cobes. Mike's really good up front. So Micah scored a goal in the first match on the Saturday, but they lost overall. So it was like 5-3. And then they won 2-1 on Sunday. And to say my boys are bad winners, they're like me. They love winning. They're just like, oh. But, oh man, so funny. They're just typical boys. What's he saying? I enjoy a bit of GeoWizard, geography-based detective work. Oh mate, the GeoWizard's awesome. Do you love when he does the? I love the straight. I like his adventures more than I like him trying to find the photo thing. But I get why people like that. But he's just like flipping. I love those adventures that he goes on. There's something so, I don't know, freeing about them. There's another chap as well who's got a boat called Goodwin, a little dinghy, and he goes round the whole of the country. He's trying to do it, and then so his last video. I like to watch his videos, and I'm trying to find the name of the channel, but I subscribe to over 1,000 different YouTube channels, so the chances of me remembering the name, but he. I commented on his last video and I just said, so he's like coming down, he's gone around Scotland now. So I said, what? When you get to the end, can you do it anti-clockwise? And I got a message like, no. Made me laugh. Very funny. My own silly jokes. Everything is good, buddy. Just beers in the shed. Ah, is it? Oh, of course, it's that time of the night, isn't it? There, very nice. Is it cold there? Because I say we're warming up here, but it's sunny slash cloudy at the moment. But the we've got a northerly coming down, so it's about, I would guess it's between 6 and 8 degrees out there at the moment. So it's like I went and sat out there with my coffee and started to freeze, so I came back inside. Yasmin says, OTR Survival American Trucker. I'll have a look. Let's have a look. OTR. This is where I find out I'm already subbed. Survival. It's got 10,000 subs. No, I'm not subbed to him, but I will sub to him. There you go. Yeah, he's got a lot of followers, isn't he? Very cool. Well, I'll give him a watch. It's telling me I've got more comments. First fire of the year inside the house tonight. Wow. So it is cold. Cold. Look, honestly, Trav, I want to show you something, but I think you will take the mick out of me, like, forever and a day for what I've done in this lounge is horrendous. I need to sort it, but it's not a job for today. I'm hoping to do a bit more of that sort of out and about thing this summer. Oh, for Pete's sake, stop disappearing! Why does it disappear so fast? Stupid thing. I'm hoping to do a bit more of that sort of out and about thing this summer. Need to get some cameras sorted though. Yeah, well, you can do it with cameras. I'll show you my rig. I've got a couple of things. I'll show you. So, if you look at, when me and Chris went to let me just pull this back. So, I've also got some other bits out. I'll show you. Because I'm sat on the edge of this sofa and it's really uncomfortable. It's the world's most laid back sofa, but I'm sort of perched on the edge. Okay, so I'm gonna move that back and down. This is one that I got. I bought this camera like not last Christmas, the Christmas before. It's the Sony ZV-1. It's amazing as a camera for vlogging. It's brilliant. It's definitely better quality. When I use it, it's better quality than the phone. And what's cool about it is it has a screen here. So if you're sort of looking at yourself, you can see that you're framed properly. And also it's got really bright, nice big red record light that you can focus on, so it doesn't look like you're looking at the screen like I am now. See on the phone, the camera is there, but I'm on the right of the camera. So if I look at my face, as you can see, I'm not looking at you then. But if I look at the camera, now I'm looking at you. So I got that. So there's an amazing lens in this. It's a Zeiss lens. The quality is amazing once you set it up properly. The stabilization on it sucks. So the videos that I've done where I've gone out, I feel seasick watching it. So I went out and on eBay I found this thing, which is not the best gimbal you can buy. In fact, there were a lot of reviews on YouTube that loved it, but they were probably paid sponsorships. But I paid 100 quid for it, and it had barely been used. I think a reviewer had used it. And for me, if you watch that video, I'm pretty much paying no attention and walking around. and you got the odd bit of stuttering with it, but on the whole, like way better than you would normally get. And it's got a epic light on it, so that's first, second, third, fourth, yeah, which you can't tell, but it's like tremendously bright. And you've got filters that go on there as well. And this is a second-hand one. You know, it's not new. The most expensive bit was the camera, but I think you can buy the camera cheap now as well. So yeah, and it does everything you need it to. It also has an option if you want to do filming like that. There's like a little mount there, so you could mount it on its side if you wanted to do like TikTok-y style videos. But yeah, it did the job for what I needed it for. So, and it's got a little stand that you can put out here. The other option is what I'm using now, which is just my phone with something called an Osmo, DJI Osmo, which is just a gimbal that you pop your phone in, and I bought that for 50 quid years ago on a special deal on Amazon. And there's a newer one with like a screen on it now and stuff. But weirdly, this is so simple, it just works. And then another cheap one you can buy, second hand, is one of these in here. So this is a DJI Osmo Pocket, the first one. Now, the sensor's great. The best thing about this is the stabilization. So the little gimbal, once it comes alive, does exactly what the big one does. See, and it's got a little screen there. And if you wanted to do it like, if I want to do, it's got a touch there, so I can talk to myself, and it's got face tracking on it. So if I move this, if you watch it, if I put it in shot, you'll see the head of it stays focused on my face. It turns, even if I if I move, see it? It's following me. So it's great for that. The only problem with this little fella that I found is because it's so small, it's got like a little microphone there, one on the bottom, and so because you hold it like that, don't you? So then your hand's like, and it messed up the sound. And you can't just plug like easily a mic into it. You have to put an extender in the bottom and then plug a thing into it, and then it becomes big again. So the only thing that I found was a complete game changer was one of these. And so if you like the stabilization and the fact that that's really small is excellent, but if you get this little fella here, which these are about, they're next to nothing. I think I paid like 20 quid for this. You can put the DJI in there, and then you could, if you wanted, you can put your phone in and link it on that. But it's got all your controls on here for the camera. So if we, I think I was meant to turn it on before I put it in. I can't remember. Oh no, there you are. So you do that. So I can still move and adjust the tilt and everything with the controls here. But the other thing that's really cool about this is it's got a cold shoe on the side, so I can mount like my microphone on the side and just plug it in the bottom, not worry about breaking it. And if you're at a car show, you can sneak and do an interior shot with this, or if there's a crowd, you can just hold it above everybody like this selfie stick. And also on the bottom, it's got a mount so you can put one of those feet on the bottom. So it's a real game changer. And this is now, because technology has moved on so much, you can buy this really cheap as a setup now. Doesn't cost hardly anything. So yeah, hope that helped you. I hope I haven't sent everybody asleep. What's he saying? Travis says, you fail your truck license. Hey, what's about, I haven't watched but saw the thumbnail. Oh man, I was so annoyed. It was two things. One, I went to turn, and what you're supposed to do, you check before there was a lane to the left of me, and your headboard can go out a little bit that way as you turn. So you're supposed to check before, check as you turn, and then after you've turned. I checked before I turned. I was then concentrating on turning and making sure I could get through the gap, and I forgot to check a second time. So that was the main fail. And then the second one was I was turning right, and a learner driver came towards me that also wanted to turn right, obviously on the other side, but I couldn't make the turn without her moving because I needed her space. But the problem was she come so far forwards she couldn't see past the truck to see if there was any traffic coming. So we all stopped and the lights went to red, and then the whole junction was blocked, and we would have gone through a second cycle of lights. So I thought, oh, I need to move. So I moved, but I clipped the curb with my trailer, and that's a fail. Which was really annoying, but that's life. So, Rate My Beers in. Hello, mate. What's he saying? Rate My Beer, it is in Australia. Nice app. I definitely need a better gimbal thing for the phone. Don't think I can stretch to a Z1 now. Well, you don't have to. There's a Canon one that's a bit cheaper that's also a nice camera. I only bought the Sony because it was on special offer. And I paid, and that, like, going back however long, I think there was 650 or 700 quid, and I paid just under 500 for it, brand new at Christmas from Curry's. But yeah, the gimbal thing, yeah, DJI Osmo gimbal's great. I keep it in the car normally. I just put it. I've got a space under the seat in the Merc under the passenger seat, and it comes in a little carry pouch like this, like that, and I just slide it under the seat, and then basically the amount of times that I've just whipped it out to do stuff, and it's just there at the right time, right place, has been good. Ray My Beer says that's true. Yeah, well, it's definitely 5 o'clock somewhere. Ray My Beer says I've got a gimbal, but it has a mind of its own. Yeah, it depends. There's good ones and bad ones. Like, I will say this one here is not as good as the DJI one. Nowhere near. But for the money, I couldn't afford a DJI one that held a camera that big. It would have cost a fortune, and to be honest, my content's not that good anyway. So it's just, I already felt like I'm too deep in. Oh, I've got hiccups. Yasmin says you might like that channel. It's called Mr. Sunshine Baby. I think I've seen that one. Sunshine Baby. I feel like I followed that one. Why do I recognise that name? Mr. Sunshine Baby. I'm already subscribed. Yeah, I'm subscribed. Is he the chap? Let me just see what he looks like. Yeah, he is. Yeah, so he was one of the first ones that streamed as well. He kind of a few days into it, so I couldn't really continue. If I was doing what I was doing now, I'd have covered the whole thing and just stayed on it. But because I was working at the time, I couldn't really, and it was kind of the business channel, I couldn't really do it. But that's life. But yeah, he's all right. There's another one. Moose on the Loose is somebody that I've been watching at the moment. He's pretty good. But yeah, I'm on coffee at the moment. Really tempted to start a coffee brand. Really tempted. It's gone cold. I've made it really, really strong as well. It's like flipping diesel. Right, Trav. Are you still there, you big Aussie womble? If I'm on his big screen, am I on your screen, Trav, in your shed? So, for those in the UK, if you think of sheds, you think of like my little shed. Trav shed, it's massive, absolutely massive. It's Sam. Hello, mate. How you doing? We've got another Australian in. Nice to see you. We're just shooting the breeze here at the moment. Just talking general waffle, I think the phrase is. So I built Trav. So Lydia. So we invited. Right. This is how it went. So Lydia wanted me to build a media wall in the house for the TV. So our old house, we had this really crappy stand in the front lounge that had an old TV on it, and then in the back lounge, the kids had a 50-inch TV that was on like a IKEA double box thing. And when we moved here, my mate took one look. He was helping us move. He's like, "Is this your TV?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "It's awful," and I was like, "It does the job." He's like, "No, this is terrible." And he actually bought me a new TV. So Aussie Rules football is on. Ugh. I didn't even make it to the big screen in the shed. Failed. And yeah, so basically my mate bought me a TV because he was just like, "I can't believe how pants your TV is." But the problem is, I'm already strapped behind the house. So Lyd said, "We've got to build this media wall." So Trav, Lyd's orders this media wall from IKEA, right? It turns up, it's got no instructions with it other than how to, like, this is a drawer. This is how we put it together. No kind of, like, how to make the unit. And then what I discovered is our ceiling is the same height as this kit. But the top cupboards, you've got to put a wall mount on and then hook them on. But I've got no room to hook them on. So I'm like, I don't know how to do that. But the problem was, this is what made it worse. I had no time to do it. So we ended up dog sitting for a friend. So I had a dog here called Bertie. He was a big soppy Labrador. And then on top of that, I started building this thing because Paul and Abby from Paul's Beer Reviews were coming up for the weekend. And I thought, I've got to get this finished. So, are you ready? I made the biggest dog's dinner of the top cupboards you've ever seen. Look at the flipping state of those. I put all the lights in, all the lights. I've got lights around the telly. But look at the flipping mess. Look, it's... What an amateur. So I've got to do... I've literally... So what I need to do, I've worked out, is these outer sections, this one and that one on the other side there, I need to take them out, and then I need to cut the skirting board out of them so that I can actually get them fully flush against the wall. And then, once I've done that, I need to remount the middle one, and hopefully then the two outer ones I can mount correctly. Because at the moment, they're actually only in there loose. So, it's just unreal. So, I'm about to stuff my face with a lasagna after a big day at work. Oh, can't beat a lasagna, mate. AFL for the win. It's lovely to meet you. Have to get back to doing mummy chores. Have a good stream and a lovely chat. Thank you, Yasmin. Thanks for jumping in and saying hello to us and talking. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I am in Yorkshire, yes. I don't sound like I'm from Yorkshire, but I am in Yorkshire. I'm in the fine place of Huddersfield. It's beautiful. It's very green and very wet normally. So, yeah, that's Yorkshire. Blooming live chat's driving me mad. So when you're doing it on the computer, it just stays there and you can read it. On this, it just comes up and then goes, ooh, it's gone. And I'm looking, there's no setting to like just keep it on, which is highly frustrating. But hey, there's loads of filters on here that I wanted to mess around with as well. My partner is in... Oh, let me in super chat. Live chat, whatever it is. Stupid thing. My partner is in the Peak District. Just visited the Bakewell and Stanton. Oh, very nice. Peak District's beautiful. Oh, I mean, that's the beautiful thing about living here, is you haven't got to go far. and it's just stunning. Disco says, "Cheers, John, for the morning chat. I've got to head up to the brewery, cleaning and prep to do cleaning and prep to do for the weekend. Have a good one." Oh, it's hard work, man, setting up that tap room. Always, always, or unless you're brewing at the weekend. Hope you got Paul's beer review so drunk he didn't notice. Well, we were very sensible on the whole. I'll just put that out there. On the whole, very sensible. So we went to a place called Hickory's, which does like American Texas barbecue style stuff. So that was on Friday night. And we had quite a few beers before we went. And then once we had that food, we were done. We're like, there was no more beer could be drunk, if you know what I mean. And then we went to a local pub here that has a brew pub. Sorry, it's a brewery pub, but an independent brewery, and they had this really nice stout on, and it wasn't the greatest weather here, so I don't know. A cold winter's day, drinking stout. So what happened is we stayed in drinking, and then we kind of had a bit of a send off for the landlord because he's moving to a new one. Oh man, we rolled in at like silly o'clock and we'd had a lot of drink. So yeah, I had some very interesting. Yeah. Anyway, Disco says, "Who'd have thought it?" Yasmin says he sent me loads of photos of the villages around. It's so lovely over there, especially the history. It is beautiful. Is he a truck driver as well, by any chance? Who'd have thought it? I appear to have found myself in charge of a brewery this week. Oh dear Lord. What are they doing? I hope you're doing all your, what they called, HACCPs and your points of, my mind's gone blank. You have to measure all the points where things could get dirty and make sure you've done it, and then fill out all the forms and make sure it's done, or you follow all the health and safety stuff. Don't get in a tank that's full of CO2. We learned that one. It's Luke John Frost. Hello, mate. Hey up, Manson. How are you doing, Luke? Thinking about it, I wish he would stream it. Yeah, he should. Has he got a channel? Does he do the old YouTube? This is where we discover he's like some massive YouTuber. It's got 2 million followers or something. This was my setup the other day. So these are good little power banks if you get them. They're IU, but they're proper solid. This one's a 20,000 milliamp hour. Don't know whether I believe that, but it's pretty solid. But what I did is I plugged that in when we did the Welsh farmers thing, and then had that plugged in to this, and I was charging as I was going. Same with the when we did the other one, the car show. Oh, you both do. You both do YouTube. Oh well, we'll have to. Well, I'll look you up. What does he? If you want to share his channel name, we've got some mods in, and mods put a link to the channels so that other people can subscribe. How many? Honestly, YouTube is convinced that I need a holiday. It's constantly giving me. I searched literally for a holiday out of interest to see what prices were like this year, and then all I've had is TUI and First Choice adverts constantly running, trying to get me to go on holiday, which is great, but I have no money to go on holiday with, which is thoroughly frustrating. But hey ho. Oh, that's a good idea. Why don't I put my doodah here? Oh, that's me talking. Then I can see the chat on here. If I can put my chat on there then. Oh, that's a good idea. Yasmin says his is more on the places he visits We use his more to grow his than mine. All right, okay, well that's all right. Yeah, I mean, Lid's my missus cannot be bothered to do YouTube. She has less than no interest in it. I don't know why. She's just not. It's not that she doesn't like it. She's not bothered for it. Saying hi to myself looking at that computer. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's just really frustrating on this screen. I have to tap it to get the writing to come up, and then it wobbles the camera for you, and then I can't see it. Let's have a look at see if I can find your channel. Zizor. Wow, I recognise that as well. YouTube. Oh, just give me the thing. There we go. Let me spell it correctly. Is it? Oh, you. What? What's going on here? It's trying to offer me somebody called Prince Sizor. Let me just unless he's maybe he is a prince. I don't know. Yes.
The Stinger was a modified Conqueror class Saronian assault ship
Stop!
by Guri.
Tell you one thing: when you use a Chromebook and then you go back to a normal PC, it's so blooming frustrating because some of the gestures on a Chromebook are much nicer. Why can't I find you? I'm finding lots of like sci-fi ones. There's loads just called Zizor. Zizor. What's your thumbnail look like? And I'll try and find. I'm trying to find it, and we can put it in the chat. Then we've got South Africa in. Hello, how we doing? Thanks, Chance. He is a British Canadian, and hopefully you get some new people in the chat. I will be able to recognise you all when you visit. Yeah. Ah, here we go. There we go. This one. I can't find it. I'm hopeless. That just brought me something up about polygamy. So random. Honestly. Let me just see if I can click that on the chat. Yeah, if you've got a channel, feel free to share it because that's what we're about here. We do not. We don't want people to feel that they can't promote themselves. Tashrik Sharaf, how you doing, bud? I'm all right. So let me catch up on these comments. I've got the computer. Why am I trying to scroll through? You're an idiot, John. What's it say on here? Right, let's have a look. Oh, you fat-fingered. There we go. Okay, so. Beardy Beer Reviews. Hello, mate. How you doing? Nice to see you. Disco's still trying to find Yasmin's channel. Yes, that's the one. Right, okay, we've got it now. We've got it. So click on the link that Disco has put up, and that's Yasmin's other half's page. So we'll have a look at that. Channel. How old am I? And then Tashrik Sharaf is in South Africa. Trav saying I'm with Liz. Follow a couple of pages there, but there's not enough time in the day. 3 a.m. start this morning, 7 o'clock home. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yasmin saying thank you to Disco. Uh, how's the Citroen C4 VTS? Well, I gave it to a friend of mine before Christmas. So he was pretty down on his luck, and things were not going very well for him. And he had a car, but his daughter had just passed his test, and she lives down south. So he gave his car away, but then didn't have a car, and yeah, was just not in a great position financially, and the Citroen was just sat there doing nothing. So I said, you can have it. If it helps you out, you can have the car, and one day I'm sure you'll return the favour. And that was the end of the conversation. So he's got the car. He was here yesterday, actually, because he's going to help me fix this media centre. And he was talking to me about doing how I need to do my patio, because I want to do it myself if I can. So yeah, it's still going strong. It's had what has it had done to it? It's been tracked up properly. It's had some new tyres, new rear shocks. It went through an MOT. Had literally needed 200 quid's worth of bits, and that was it. It was good to go. I think he's done new brakes on it, and that's it. Yeah, he loves it. He's like bombing around, so he might bring it to Shedfest. But yeah, I've got the Merc. I'm loving that as well. So yeah, it might. You'll see it on the channel, no doubt. But who knows? I might end up buying it back off him. Just hopped in, going to drink a beer and down a wee dram or 15. I thought you were cutting down on the old booze, Luke John, and it's only a 11:30. I mean, I know it's 5 o'clock somewhere. I'm camera shy, but he isn't. Mine is my name. Fair enough. Right, if I click on that, there we go. Did it show? There we go. Right, I've subscribed to both the channels. So, there we go. Bosh. I've subscribed to both. Do you still have the C4? Well, it's with my mate now, but he doesn't live far away, so yeah. But I do love it. It's a great car. It's great fun. We might take it to drag strip and see how quick it is against other cars. It'd be good fun. Beardy says, I'm hoping the weather will stay nice this afternoon so I can have nice ice cold Tui's extra dry in the sun. That sounds awesome. I unfortunately can't have any. I did have some last night. I had 4 cans of beer last night. Only some low ABV stuff because I was watching football with my boys. We watched Man City versus Real Madrid, and they went to bed very angry. So I don't know what they were like this morning. That's very kind of you. Would you recommend it? I'm thinking of getting one. Yeah, those C4. I mean, the C4 VTS is just a Peugeot 307. That's all it is, with a hot engine. So that 2 litre 16 valve, as long as you change the timing belt and do the water pump, they're fine. Good, solid, strong engines. Same as anything. You just got to look after it. But yeah, they're all right. There's nothing. But I couldn't say, oh yeah, they're terrible. There's a couple of things you've got to watch, which are the flaps in the heater box. They can jam up, and they're a pain in the butt to sort out. And just general French fragility on bits of trim. Trim falls off all over the place. So you're forever sticking things back on. It's just the way they are. But yeah, good quick car. I'm in Scotland, pal. Second whiskey tasting of the day. Oh, you're in Scotland doing whiskey tasting. That isn't bad, is it? Flipping heck. I'm a little bit jealous. Disco says, okay, I'm definitely off now. I'm on my bike. Cheers, old. Thanks, Disco, for coming in, you legend. Beardy says, I've got to have a beer tonight. I need to warm up as I'm seeing Motorhead's influence metal band. Ah, nice. Tomorrow evening, you'll enjoy that. That'd be good fun. Yeah, you got to have a bit of a warm up, haven't you, for that? That'd be good fun. I see. I went to Hickory's on a Friday night, because it says that they have live music on and live country music because it's a country themed Texas barbecue kind of place. And when I went, I was it was it the person singing was lovely, but she sung just modern songs in like an acoustic set. And I was really disappointed. I was like, I'd rather have had just country music on the PA. But hey, that's me. Yasmin saying goodbye to disco. Thank you so much for the advice. That's all right. Just yeah, it's one of those things. Just check everything, make sure everything does what it's supposed to do, and yeah, they're normally not too bad. Um, you can get the bits for them still. It's a bit trickier in the UK, but a lot of the stuff part number shares with the 307, so it don't matter. Trav says, "Tell your boys, Man City are." Trav, that's not very nice. And Aussie Trav says, "Get onto the mighty West Ham and West Coast Eagles." So we went looking for the West Coast Eagles, so we're on with that in the Aussie rules football. We're just trying to work out what the Aussie rules are of that football. Beardy says, last bands I saw was Judas Priest and Saxon. I blew my vocal cords and couldn't speak for 3 days. I gave myself whiplash, lasted for weeks. Dude, you were having a good time, but it ain't worth that much. Don't injure yourself. There is only 3 for sale in South Africa. Wow, is that all there is? Gee whiz. I bet, you know what? I bet there's not money here. So I'll have a quick look on eBay. I got my breakfast down my front, hence why you're only seeing this much of me. Because I must make a right mess as well. Oh, and I opened the coffee machine, said, please clean me out. So I was coming round and I pulled the tray out, lifted the coffee grinds out, and dropped the whole lot on the floor. So I literally stood there and just stared at it for probably 30 seconds, getting really annoyed. It was a right mess. So I had to clean up everywhere before I did. So in South Africa, do you have the VTS version? Because that's the one to get. VTR, no point. And don't get the diesel ones, pants. There is none in the UK on eBay for sale. Only the 1.6 petrols. Nothing. They're rare. Very rare car. It's the C4 Load, but I've only ever seen one 2 litre 16 valve version of them. Yeah, there's a couple of them, but they're diesel. Which I don't know. I wouldn't bother having a diesel one. So, AB, hello, coffee time again. Yeah, my coffee has gone a bit cold. I was going through some of the news stories, what's going on in the UK with ULEZ and the general stupidity that reigns at the moment, and we were talking about that. But yeah, we have the VTS and the VTR. Yeah, don't bother with the VTR. There's no point if you're gonna have it, because they're not. The VTS is not crazy spicy, but it is quite spicy. So there's not a lot of point in buying the VTR because it's just slow. Like, you might as well just have the VTS because yeah, and you can tweak it a little bit. Travis, boo, West Coast, Melbourne Demons. To have been stripped for parts, yeah, I can believe that. What have I missed? I enjoyed the last live. Yeah, we're just chilling and I'm now on the glasses of water. This glass is from Fine Ales, which is in Scotland. Nice beer there, actually. Beardy, I think, is down Portsmouth direction, somewhere down there. Fresh Contrails, smash the like button, guys and girls. Yeah, let's get a cheeky thumbs up in there. That'd be awesome. Maybe we'll get some more people in. I'm gonna get. I might get some more water, but We're doing all right. Billy says, Travis, I'm from the south coast of England, but I was out there a few years ago. And have supported them ever since. Oh, that's awesome. So, should I look out for the VTS or the VTR? The VTS, but get the VTS. Just get the VTS. Don't bother with the VTR or the VTR plus. That was. I'm just spitting water everywhere. Yeah, go VTS. Definitely. Bournemouth, John, mate. Nearly Southampton, not Pompey. all right. If you're from the south. Well, Southampton, Bournemouth guys don't like being called like they're from Pompey. So, yeah, and Pompey people equally don't like to be told that they're from Southampton. Hey, no worry. No, that's fine. I don't mind giving you advice about cars. I have literally an encyclopedia of useless information in cars. If you have any car questions, please put them to me because I probably have some information rattling around in my head that is probably it could be mildly useful for you. So yeah, yesterday I said to Lids I'm going to have a relaxed day and I'm not going to do a right lot, and so I ended up doing all of the garden, which mowed the lawn. You can't beat a Honda lawnmower. I'm telling you now, right? That thing has not turned anything all winter. I brought it out. It's low on oil, and I just pulled the starter. I think I pulled it 3 times and it fired up. Amazing. And I mowed the lawn. So the first cut, Paul's Beer Reviews. He knows about gardening, and he said, "I said, what am I supposed to do on this first cut? I've let it grow quite long because it's new grass here." And he said, "Well, the first cut, just do a short one, put it on the highest level, and just go over the top, but don't cut it too short because you'll kill it all." So I've done that, and then I decided to reseed my back garden in areas where it floods, and then I jet washed all of the. I bought a new hose pipe. I've got this crappy jet wash. I mean, it wouldn't blow the skin off a rice pudding, but it just kind of keeps on going. And I'm like, do I buy? I really want a new one, but then the other side of me is like, this thing kind of does the job. It's cheap and it works. So I think I paid 30 quid for it about 5 years ago. It's rubbish, but it works. So I jet washed all the slabs, and then I did picking Casey up from dancing, pick the boys up from school. No, I didn't pick up the boys from school. What am I on about? That was the day before. So yeah, I was non-stop yesterday. So today I was like, I'm gonna do nothing, and I'm struggling to do nothing. I feel the urge to be doing things. But yeah, so I'm doing a live. It's stopping me from going and wearing myself out. I do this all the time. So I wear myself out, do loads of stuff, and then I overdo it and I'm miserable, and then I need to rest, and then I come back out of it, and then I overdo it again, and it's just a constant cycle. So what I try and do is when I get to the point where I'm sort of on it, I don't overdo it. BD says, I don't care about the derby. I don't care much for Premier League football. I only follow it AFL. BD, South Coast, don't matter what team they're all. Travis, exactly, but not the D's. They are kick-ass. I'll be on my way. Thank you for the help. I sadly have to go. No worries. Thank you for coming in and saying hello, my friend. It's always nice to have new people come in the chat. AB says, on the subject of cars, I am looking for a car in theory that could last forever. Does around 70 miles to the gallon and isn't a total bore to drive. Looking at an Audi A2 from the early 2000s. Thoughts? So, I can tell you a lot about this car, and I'll tell you why. So when that car came out, I had qualified. I think as it was my first or second year as a technician. So I was fully qualified, and I did a brief stint within the company that I worked for. They could move you around to different dealers. So I worked for Audi at the time, and Audi were launching the A2 and the A6 All Road, and so they did a day at Millbrook Testing Ground where you could go and try the cars out. And one of the things with the A2 is because the Mercedes A-Class had come out previously and had had the problem with rolling over, they had a slalom test for the A2 to show that that just wasn't a thing. And also, previous to that, they'd had a big problem with the Audi TTs rolling up onto their roofs. So I went and drove one, and I was able to set the fastest slalom time of that day. But yeah, they're great. Those little A2s, they can be a bit of a pig to work on, and I don't know how easy it is to get parts for them now. But as a concept, great car, nice to drive. That big pillar is a little bit intrusive, but nearly all modern cars are like that now. Yeah, they're all right. They're pretty reliable. There's no silly, crazy technology on them because they're pre getting silly. I mean, the sort of first generation of where it was getting mental with electronics was probably, I would have said on the VW Audi group, it would have been around the time of the Phaeton being launched, and then you had like the Touran. I think the Touran was the first VW with nearly 100 control units in it. Yeah, and they're relatively not too bad, but yeah, the A2 precedes them by a long way. Much better to drive than a Polo. Much better to drive than a Seat Ibiza. Way better than the Fabia to drive. Really not a bad thing. There were just biggest problem with the A2 was that it was way ahead of its time. So it was just too modern an idea at the time. I reckon if they launched a new version of the A2, it'd probably do really well. And yeah, they'll do something like 70 miles to the gallon if you get one in the little TDI. Beardy says, Travis, you close to Perth? Travis says, you didn't put up a video on how John stuffs up the garden. No, I haven't. I haven't done that. I stuffed it up to start with. Well, actually, I didn't stuff it up. The people building the garden made an absolute mess. So this whole site that we're on, what happened was the main developers hired a company in to do the groundworks and do like all the paths and the curbs and all the stuff around here, the gardens. What else have they cocked up? The drains, and basically they've messed up on all of it. So Kirklees Council came out, I think it was like 2 months ago, and basically said, no, you can't have that. That's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. Yorkshire Water weren't happy with the way the drains had been done, so they've been digging up all the roads again. So there's another company now on site that is going to be here for another year fixing what the other company had put wrong. And the other company that did it all wrong is now bankrupt, so they've got no recourse to go after them. So it sounds like a cash grab. So one of the problems is all the gardens here, they didn't put the drainage in properly, and we're on a slight slope down. So next door's is fine, mine's not great. Next door, so. Then the two after that, their gardens, I mean, they get like 2 inches of water in there. It's ridiculous. Beardy says, Travis, you would like my VB versus Foster's review I did 2 years ago. Was a fun one. Travis says, Western Australian born and bred, 1,600 kilometres from north of Perth. Been in Victoria since 2005. Travis, nice mate. My mates are from there, and my favourite band. Travis says, Kia are bringing a Ute to Australia. in 2025. Kia Tasman 2.2 litre 4-cylinder diesel. Interesting. I don't know if that'd be able to compete with like your Nissans and Fords. Do you have the like the Ranger with the 2.2 in it, or are they all bigger diesels? I don't know what your fuel cost in Australia is like. AB says thanks for the feedback. I had a 2001 TDI Polo, which I believe has the same engine and drivetrain. Got it to 240,000 miles, and it was reliable as hell. I bought it at 40,000 miles. I wish I could keep it. Yeah, they're all right. Those it's a three-cylinder pumper diesel, isn't it? A PD TDI, that engine. If I'm was it? I think you could get both, but that was 2001. So was that a 4NY chassis code? I can't remember now. It's been a little while. That TDI, if it's the 3-cylinder, is a great little engine. Only thing that ever kind of goes on them is the drive for the cam, and if the tensioner fails on that, it chews it up. But saying that, if it's had a water pump and it's been done properly, yeah, it'll just go forever. Good little engines then. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same engine. That's why the Ian land was cheap. Right, I'm off to therapy, and keep safe, Johnny boy. Nice speaking to you. You too, Beardy. Have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoy going to see your band tomorrow. Travis, nice meeting and chatting to you, man. And then this is a naughty word. AB says, was a 3-pot turbo, not clued up on the chassis though. Yeah. Was it the one with the round lights that looked a bit like a Merc, like the early Mercs? I'm sure that, yeah, I'm a proper nerd with stuff like that. I can still remember most of the model codes for Jeep Chrysler. Like, weirdly, the Voyagers, like, so you had the GS and then the RG. That's bad, isn't it? Why have I retained that information? I don't know. It's in my head. So Travis says Rangers 2.2 and the 3.6 plus the Raptor models. Ah, right, okay. Yeah, same as I don't know if we had a 3.6. We had a 3.2. So we have the 2.2 normal diesel TDI, and we have a 2.2 bi-turbo. Then they had a 3 litre now. They had a 3.2, which was a 5-cylinder, and now, yeah, I'm sure it's 3 litre diesel. You can get a V6 petrol, I think, as well. But yeah, I'd love a Raptor. I flipping love a Raptor. It was the Gem before, round headlights. Thought it looked better than the round face. Ah, right, okay, yeah, another one. Yeah, they were good, man. They were all right. They were good cars. They're comfy as well, and they drove quite nice. The early Polos, man. I know some people love them, but they were awful. I just I never enjoyed driving one of them. The only one that was ever any good was the GTI. If you could get a Polo GTI, they drove like the early Golf GTI. I thought Mark 1 GTI. Well, that worked that way. Trying to see if I can get the chat to work by doing it this way. Will that work? It's doing something. It's telling me it needs an update as well. It's really, and there we go. So yeah, today I was really tempted. These are the things that are tempting me to do today. Make another video, although I have a video that's due to go out. It's uploaded. I just need to get a link from the manufacturers. So part of me thinks, no, there's no real exciting news kicking up at the moment. Not really. It's all the same stuff. Just ULEZ nonsense as always. So then I thought maybe I'd just do a bit of gaming today. I've got a Casio G-Shock that I need to sort out, but I need to tidy the shed as well. I don't know. Maybe I think, and then tonight, Kobe's got fighting. He's got his taekwondo tonight. He's training now for. He's got a PSS level. He's fighting at now, which is the Olympic standard. So you have the pads that have sensors in. So if you kick the other person, you've got to kick him hard enough for it to register. So yeah, more money there. And then he's got an open competition to fight as well after that. So there's lots he needs to do his training. So there'll be lots of driving around tonight, I think. Trav says the F-150 Raptors are here now. The whole F series. Oh, so you've got F-150, 250 and 350. Ooh, an F-350. Ooh, that'd be nice. Nice having a dually, wouldn't it? That'd be good fun. I don't know how useful it'd be out there. AB says, if the weather is good, something outside or the shed, then my G-Shock's beeping. Then I would do the G-Shock, as your watch vids are good to watch. What I need to do with my watch video, problem is I sound like an asthmatic pug most of the time when I do the videos, but I need to mount, when I do the next watch video, I need to use this camera. So basically mount this. I've got on my desk in my shed, I've got an arm that comes out. So you can, at the moment it's got a ring light on it. So basically you can pull it out and then screw the camera onto the inside of the ring light facing down. The problem is my desk is so deep. So I've got a really nice desk. It's like scaffold scaffold boards with like a metal frame that's been clear coated, and it weighs a ton. I think there were about 600 quid, and I got given it. But it's just really deep. So I was saying to Liz, really, I'd do better getting a slightly more stumpy, not as deep desk, and then having it maybe L-shaped. And then I could pull that bar up, and then it's like, it's not like this trying to do the watch, because really I need to be closer to it to see what I'm doing. That is my thought. I don't know. Just a never-ending change. If the weather, yeah, I bet I was outside all day yesterday though, and it is now cloudy, which means it'll be freezing. I kind of tempted to polish the car. That's another job. I love my Mercedes. I am so glad to be back in a Mercedes. I forgot how much I like them. Absolutely love driving that car. The speakers inside are just incredible. I think it's like a 15 or 14 speaker system, and it's all Harman Kardon, and it sounds incredible. So, right, I might call it a day there, because we've been going 92 minutes, believe it or not. That is insane. So, yeah, keep an eye out for the new video coming out very shortly. In fact, I'm going to contact Emily now, and I'll set that live as soon as she gives me the link. And yeah, we should be good to go. And it's a long one. It's like 20 minutes long, but I test out these cleaning products that they sent me. I'm well chuffed with them, actually. I was, I'm always skeptical about what I get sent, because there's a lot of junk that you get offered. But some of it's good, some of it's not. So like the Top Don diagnostic tool, that's an absolute banger. I've used it loads of times, and it's been pretty good so far. I've been offered another diagnostic tool as well. So I'm going to test, hopefully that should be coming at some point. So I'm going to test that one out. I might do a giveaway on that as well. So, because I don't need 2 diagnostic tools, it's just ridiculous. So I might do a giveaway on that one. And then, yeah, so I tried this cleaning product out. The glass cleaner is just epic. So I've never. So if you've got kids like me that like to put their hands all over the inside of your windows, especially if it's like just slightly foggy, or they've been breathing on the glass and drawing pictures on it. This is perfect for that. And you literally wipe it. It's not a streak, not a mark. Awesome. So anyway, I digress. Right, I'm going to go. I'll see you lovely people later. I hope you have a wonderful day. And yeah, I'll catch you all on the other side. On the flip side, as I say. And I don't know how to get out of this live screen because I've never used it. That's what I'm thinking. It's this one. Is it this one? AB says, see you. Thanks for your time. Hey, no worries, man. Have a wonderful day. And I'll